This is one of my prototype machines that you know, we test changes with and stuff. So just wanted to show you this. It's something that I've found can happen quite a lot, so I want to make you aware of it so you know what to do when it happens, because I'm 100% certain it's going to happen to you at some point as well. So quite often people, sometimes an apprentice might over tighten the depth adjuster. It's not for tightening up, it's just for adjusting the depth. So sometimes, you know, it might be an apprentice that's done it, or it's just a case of the machine hasn't been serviced and things are starting to dry up, it's needing a little bit of grease in there. But either way, this can happen. Sometimes you can get a little bit of tape or wrap stuck into the gap there, and that can cause it as well. So there's a couple of things that can cause it. Jamming up and around here, the basic thing that happens is you go to loosen your depth adjustment to reduce your depth, and the adjuster screw starts to come off like that instead of loosening the machine. And what's happened is this part, the motor body, has got jammed into the grip. So if we take that washer off there, and sometimes you can just push it out, but this one, there we go, managed to pull that one out. So what you'll be left with is something like that. Now I'll just put this back together so I can show you. If it was really jammed and I couldn't pull it apart like that, I'd have got a little hammer or a pair of side cuts, and just what you can do is you put your adjuster knob back on a good few screws, but not all the way, and then just give it a little tap and it'll go, the gap will disappear there, and loosen it off again, a little gap there, and just give it a little tap and it's gone again. What that's doing is just pushing the grip off the body, and eventually you'll be able to just slide it right off there. So now you're left with that. We need to get this out of there. Sometimes this problem can be caused by not greasing the thread on there, but in this case that's not what caused it. So that's coming out of there nice and smoothly. So I'm going to give that a bit of a wipe while we've got it out, and clean it along the full length of it. I'll just have a look, see if there's anything jammed in there. Can't see anything, it's just a little bit of grease from lubrication. So there's nothing jammed around there either. There's no tape or anything like that. This is machine number 19. So, and also have a look down there as well. Sometimes I'll spray some WD-40 down there, but there's nothing down there either. So all I'm going to do is put this back together. Now it's separated, so I'll put some grease into there, into the front of it, and because this goes in that way, you see, so if you put it in that way and give it a bit twizzle as you're putting it in, and that feels nice and smooth in there. I'll just wipe off that extra grease. By turning it as you're putting it in, that's spreading the grease around inside the channel. Now then, while I've got this to bits, I'm not going to replace that washer. I'm going to replace it with this rubber O-ring. All the machines that went out so far have got that washer on them, the metal washer, but the machines that I'm sending out at the minute have got this little O-ring on them. Changed it for a couple of reasons. One, it's a smoother operation, the depth adjustment feels smoother, but also it's acting as a seal against this this area here. So when you're cleaning and when you've got your cloth and you've sprayed it down with your clean ink and you then wipe your machine over, there's no excess moisture able to get into this gap here, and that's helping with the you know, this problem as well, because it stops that. What we found was that the cleaning solution was actually washing away the grease to a certain extent in the in this channel. So what we do now is, let me change this. So I'm also going to change the adjuster knob as well, because the new ones that on the machines that are going out now have got a 2mm Allen key in there, grub screw in there, rather than a 1.5. So your machine comes with a 2mm Allen key. So because this is an essential part of servicing, I've made that up to 2mm as well. So you just need one Allen key for the job. So push your rubber washer on as far down as you can get it. Screw your adjuster back on, make sure that the rubber's pushed all the way down. See that? Pushed it down there. Okay, so now we just tighten that up just so you can just feel it on the rubber washer. It doesn't want to be tight together, it's just coming together, and then we'll tighten up the Allen key, the grub screw in the end, and see what that feels like for turn. There's no play on there, it's not tight to turn. So I'm just going to give it a kitchen roll, a bit extra grip. Just tighten that up properly. So those two alterations, being able to tighten that better because it's a bigger grub screw and the rubber washer, also mean this problem is a lot less likely to happen in the future. So just as we put it together, I'll just put a bit of grease into the thread of that. Just shake it all the way down. So that's it in, but not tight. Okay, so it doesn't feel, that's fine, it doesn't feel too bad at all. There's nothing jamming up or anything, so that seems fine, and that's that machine able to get back to work again now. So you do have little problems like that come up with the KillerBee, definitely. It's the only one that I've actually found that's a regular occurrence. In fact, it's the only one, but it is something to be aware of. So and it's something that you need to deal with occasionally during a tattoo. Very rarely. It maybe happen maybe once every couple of months or something, but when it does, it is a pain in the ass. So it's important to be able to do it quickly and know what you're doing and not panic, and but also when you service the machine, that's part of the servicing. Always take that out, clean it, and grease it and put it back in, and just make sure that the tension's right on it, and then it'll always feel nice and smooth when you're adjusting it, because that's the whole thing about this machine, is to feel nice and operate nice for you. So that's how to free up and sort out a jammed machine.